The denim jacket that has rugged and masculine written all over it. Just look at Steve McQueen rocking this look. So you buy a denim jacket, but for some reason, you're just not quite feeling like Ryan Gosling. So what's the problem? The issue is your jacket just doesn't fit as well as it should. It's too baggy. Don't worry guys, Thomas with Real Men, Real Style here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to easily adjust your denim jacket to look amazing. Here are the tools you need to get started. A sewing machine, thread that closely matches your fabric, sewing pins, safety pins, a fabric pencil or chalk, seam ripper, scissors, and an iron. Step number 1, measure and pin. There are two ways we can get the right measurements for how much fabric we need to take in. The first and easiest method is to take a perfect fitting denim jacket you already own and to use it as a template. Of course, if you don't already own one, you can use a similar style jacket instead. Turn the jacket you'll be adjusting inside out, button it up, and lay it on a flat surface. Now take your perfect fitting jacket and lay it on top. Line up the top of the shoulders and the outer edge of the sleeves. Take your fabric pencil and trace a line along the edge of the template jacket, going from the bottom of the hem all the way to the armpit. If you're only slimming the waist, then you need to taper the line gradually into the armpit. If you cut in too sharply, you're going to create a nasty looking dimple. If you are only slimming the sleeves, then taper from the armpit, then trace your way down to the cuff. You don't want to sew through the cuff. You need to taper the line before you reach the top edge of the cuff. If you're slimming both the body and the sleeves, then you can just continue the lines through the armpit without tapering. Now put in sewing pins so the fabric will stay in place. Make sure you have the pins oriented in the direction you'll be sewing so they can be easily removed as you go. To get the right direction, remember the bulk of the fabric will go on the left side of the sewing machine. Now what do you do if you don't have a perfect fitting jacket to use as a template? In that case, you're going to need to figure out the measurements for yourself. Take your denim jacket and turn it inside out, then put it on. It's a bit tricky to do, but you'll need to fasten the buttons. Pinch the fabric at your sides until it fits as snugly as you want, then secure it in place with a safety pin. Continue to do this from the bottom hem up to the armpit. You want it to fit close, but the front buttons should not be pulling open. If they are, then you have it too tight. You also need to be careful that you aren't bringing in more than an inch or two from each side. Otherwise, you'll be stitching into either the front pockets or the side tabs. If the sleeves are too baggy, you can use the same process on them. Simply pinch the fabric and secure it with a safety pin. Make sure you're taking in an equal amount from both sides of the jacket. Now take off your jacket and lay it down flat. Trace a line along the safety pins with your fabric pencil. Then replace your safety pins with sewing pins. Remember to point them in the right direction so they can be easily removed later.
All right, gents, whether you're using an electric, safety, or cartridge razor, consider using an aftershave balm. Applying this after you shave helps to cool the skin and prevent redness. Now, gents, the grooming products you see in today's video brought to you by Vitamin. And instead of me telling you how awesome they are, how about I put a link down in the description of today's video so you can try them for free. Seriously, gents, use that link in the description to grab a sample kit over at Vitamin for free.
Step number 2. Let's sew. Install your matching thread and prepare your bobbin. Let's do this. We're going to sew with a straight stitch. Go with a 2.5mm stitch length. I also advise switching out your universal sewing needle for one specifically designed for denim. The universal needle can work in a pinch, but it's more likely to break when sewing through a tough fabric like denim. Lay down your first few stitches, then make a couple of back stitches. This locks in the thread and prevents the stitch from coming undone. Carefully stitch down the line you drew with your fabric pencil, removing the sewing pins as you go. Be sure to sew in a straight, even line. You don't want to zigzag back and forth. Once you're at the end, finish off with a couple more back stitches and you're done. Now try on that jacket and see if you're happy with the fit. If the jacket is still on the loose side, then repeat the process to tighten it up. But if you've gone too far and it's now too tight, take your seam ripper, open up the stitch you just made, and start over. Step number 3. Clean up. If you're satisfied with your result, take your scissors and trim off the excess fabric inside the jacket, leaving a 1/4 inch of seam allowance. We don't want the fabric to fray, so use a zigzag or overlock stitch to seal in the loose threads. Now take your clothing iron and set it to the correct temperature for your fabric. Press the seams flat against the inside of the jacket for a clean finished drape. Now you look like a rugged badass in your denim jacket. So now your denim jacket fits amazing. But what about another staple of casual style? Your hoodie. Check out this video, gents. where I show you how to quickly and easily tailor your hoodie.